Hello, my fellow nerds, and welcome to the Nerd Empire. I hope you all are having a fantastic day today, and I hope you all will enjoy today's reaction video. With that being said, let's get right into it, shall we? Back to this. 10 perfect monster reveals in horror movies.
One of the most defining moments in horror is when a monster that's been hyped for most of the runtime finally steps into the limelight. Of course, unveiling a big scary creature is more difficult than most people realise, and even if the beastie's design is spot on, that mightn't be enough to elicit the appropriate reaction. Rather than showing the monster outright, many films let anticipation do most of the work.
Those things look like horrifying Furbies.
Likewise, the narrative context can't be emphasised enough, as a monster can reflect a film's themes or the character's fears. If the nasty critter symbolises guilt, trauma, or the unknown, its appearance can carry emotional weight rather than being used merely for shock value. I'm Sean Ferry for What Culture Horror, and here is our list of perfect monster reveals in horror movies. The Grey, Dark Skies. In Dark Skies, real estate agent Lacey Barrett finds her life being turned upside down after her family is besieged by unexplained events. One day, Lacey discovers items in her kitchen have been set in peculiar arrangements. Another time, she suddenly appears outside her home, having no idea how she got there or how much time has passed. And when her son, Sammy, suffers a seizure at the park, Lacey is no longer confused, but petrified. Although Lacey prays there's a rational explanation, her worst fears are completely warranted.
Those evil fur balls is from the movie Critters. Creepy.
While walking past Sammy's bedroom during the night, she hears him seemingly talking in his sleep. Upon entering, Lacey sees a tall alien looming over her son's bed. When Lacey turns on the light, the extraterrestrial has vanished. Rather than showing the alien in a flashy way, the space invader is shrouded in darkness, so it's impossible to make out its features. However, the moment is still shocking, since it validates Lacey's concerns that her family is being targeted. The fact that the alien teleported away elevates the danger, since it highlights that Lacey is up against an enemy whose power dwarfs her own. Though Lacey should be relieved she's discovered the source of the recent phenomena, it instead escalates the stakes significantly. Pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead. The late Stan Winston...
I thought of a film with a succubus type of an alien in human form. The monster can be underwhelming most of the time too. Yeah, it can.
was a special effects
Brad Bird, the director of Incredibles voice Edna Mode. She was designed for that, yeah.
connoisseur, so it was only a matter of time before he oversaw his own creature feature. Due to his talents, his directorial debut, Pumpkinhead was expected to boast some remarkable visuals, and boy did it deliver. Not only did the titular beast have a magnificent design, but its introduction is chilling, as the demon isn't shown clearly when it's initially summoned, intentionally to build anticipation. When Pumpkinhead starts slaughtering the locals, it's mostly kept off-screen, teasing his unveiling further. Pumpkinhead rarely has a full body shot, probably to hide the puppeteer controlling him, so there's a permanent air of mystery surrounding the gaunt monstrosity. Though revealing a monster can ruin its allure, showing Pumpkinhead made him exponentially more terrifying. Chase.
Oh, that's creepy. That one I did see and it was good. What? The Gray or the Pumpkinhead?
Overlord. Julius Avery's World War II thriller Overlord centers around a group of American paratroopers who are tasked with taking down a Nazi radio jamming tower. Most of the troop is shot down, leaving only a few soldiers to complete the mission. Timid but resourceful trooper Boyce enters a German base, where he discovers the Nazis are performing barbaric experiments. Boyce takes a mysterious serum and brings it back to his squad, hoping...
The Nazis have always been portrayed as people who have gone into the occult, like a certain section of the Nazis have gone into the occult. They've done very hard inhuman experimentations and stuff like that. I'm not sure how true a lot of the stuff is with the occult and the experimentations, but I do know that the Nazis have done like horrific things.
They can make sense of the enemy's plans.
It's just, I know they tried to do everything in like Hitler tried to do everything in his power to find different sort of ways to, win. So he would do like all sorts of things, be it occult, human experimentations, just anything he could think of. and it's just very horrific.
When his companion Chase is shot dead, though, Boyce injects him with the serum, believing they've nothing to lose. Miraculously, Chase comes back to life.
It's true, and they had a ready supply for experiments. Adolf was obsessed with the occult. They did have an occult and paranormal division. Yeah, I mean, a good example of them showing that the Nazis were in the occult was Hellboy. I mean, the summoning they did to bring Hellboy into their world was, yeah, part of their occult division.
Fit as a fiddle. But the celebration is cut short as Chase's veins become more pronounced and he starts screaming in agony. With no warning, Chase contorts his body backwards, causing bones from his ribs and clavicle to protrude from his chest. Consumed by bloodlust, the now zombified Chase attacks his squad, forcing them to kill him. Again, even though the undead experiments were hinted at repeatedly, the single shot of Chase's collarbone jutting through his neck is sure to catch anybody off guard. The hybrid, together. In Michael Shanks's trippy body horror, Tim and his partner Millie decide to move house, hoping to remedy their strained relationship. But after falling into a cave and consuming a strange liquid, Tim finds himself unconsciously drawn to Millie. Weirder still, he believes his body is attempting to merge with hers. After learning of a local couple, Simon and Kerry, who went missing near the cave he entered, Tim believes their disappearance is connected to what's happening to him. Tim returns to the cave looking for answers, only to run into Simon and Kerry, or what's left of them. It's clear the pair drank the same liquid as Tim, since they have now fused into a malformed hybrid. Covered in dead flesh, the amalgamated being lumbers toward Tim, gazing at him with its distorted faces and screeching for help. Although
that sort of stuff just reminds me of the old The Thing movie. Just all that grotesque prosthetic stuff and you know, all the stuff they did. It's amazing what they could do back in the day.
Though the hybrid poses no threat, it's haunting to look at since it serves as a warning of what fate has in store for Tim. Based on Together's premise, it's not much of a surprise that a Cronenbergian monster
Pseudoscientific and occult research was the Ahnenerbe, established by Heinrich Himmler in 1935, operated under the SS. It aimed to prove Aryan superiority through archaeological anthropology and studies of runes, mythology, and supernatural folklore, often funding expeditions to find lost Germanic history. Huh. I just don't like boy horror movies. It scares me. Body horror. Oh, I was about to say boy horror? What the hell is that?
Atrocity like this popped up. With that said, few were prepared to see an abomination this grotesque. Cthulhu Underwater. Underwater
of course, Cthulhu.
Throws viewers into the deep end, literally, kickstarting the story with mechanical engineer Nora Price being forced to evacuate from a collapsing facility in the Mariana Trench. After escaping with several employees, Nora prepares a plan to reach safety before running out of oxygen. Just when it looked like Nora's group has enough on their plate, they realize they're being hunted by sea monsters. Though there are...
Wait. Isn't that the same girl who played Bella in Twilight?
Creepy crawlies galore.
I forget what her name is.
Underwater feels more like a claustrophobic thriller than a creature feature. The threat is immense, but still grounded in feasible science. But when Nora encounters a dragon
boy horror, having to adult and pay taxes.
octopus kaiju the size of a skyscraper during the picture's climax, it reframes the entire story. And that's not all. Fans of H.P. Lovecraft's work should recognize this gargantuan being as Cthulhu, a prominent character in cosmic horror. In that moment, Nora realizes she's not just fighting for her survival, but facing off against a threat beyond human comprehension. Even if viewers weren't familiar with Cthulhu or Lovecraft, seeing this entity emerge from the abyss and dwarfing everything else reinforces humanity's insignificance.
Wait, Kristen Stewart, isn't that her name?
In the grand scheme of things, and how Nora, despite her resourcefulness, is completely out of her depth. The Engineer, Hellraiser. Clive Barker's Hellraiser.
Oh, Hellraiser, yes. Hellraiser is a great series. I love Pinhead.
Is responsible for one of the most unsettling movie monsters of the 1980s, the Cenobites. Over the years, these mutilated humanoids have become synonymous with body horror, especially the Cenobite leader, Pinhead. However, there's one monster in Hellraiser that's arguably more unsettling. After protagonist Kirsty Cotton enters the Cenobite's dimension, she finds herself trapped inside a gigantic labyrinth. And just when it looks like things couldn't get worse, a scorpion-tailed demon called the Engineer begins to chase her. Unlike the Cenobites, the Engineer is a mindless animal, meaning Kirsty cannot bargain with it. As a result, the only means of survival is finding an exit in a seemingly endless maze. Though the Engineer is spine-tingling, it's never fully seen for long, compelling viewers to visualize something more monstrous. Although Pinhead is arguably the big bad, the Engineer is arguably more freaky despite having less screen time. Critterball.
Yeah, the Hellraiser series was a fantastic series. And I've wanted to get a puzzle box replica for my dad because he also likes Pinhead.
Critters 2, the main course. Like most follow-ups, Critters 2, the main
Oh yeah, here you go. The guy who Ninja, here it is, the critters. These little creepy Furby things.
course isn't rated as highly as the original. Having said that, this sequel might have been the most memorable moment in the whole franchise. The main course begins with the Krite aliens once more invading the small town of Grover's Bend. Even though the Krites are easy to overpower individually, they're almost unstoppable in large numbers. And nothing demonstrates this more than what happens during the third act. After the heroes incinerate a factory filled with Krites, it looks like the story is wrapping up. Just as the townsfolk relax, though, the Krites burst through the factory wall, joined together to form an enormous critter ball. Although this idea is absurd, being chased by a rolling boulder of gnashing teeth is genuinely menacing, especially after seeing it smash through walls, flatten obstacles, and devour everything in its path. It's also a great turning point, since it seemed like the Krites were finished, only for them to bounce back more powerful than ever. Above all else, this is an innovative visual. Critters 2 is campy as hell, but there's something hilarious and frightening to see people being chased Indiana Jones style by a living sphere of death. The female, under the skin.
Those Furby things, they're creepy.
Based on Michael Faber's novel of the same name, Under the Skin follows a predatory alien disguised as a beautiful human woman. Even though it's apparent
She looks familiar. She almost looks like Scarlett Johansson.
early on that the female feeds on humans, there are times when it's difficult to perceive her as hostile, since we never see her
Wait, is that Scarlett?
behaving savagely. The deaths of her prey aren't conventionally violent and are instead presented in a way that's abstract and dreamlike. As a result, it's more impactful when the female is seen in her true form. While in the forest, she's confronted by a logger who attempts to have sex with her. After accidentally tearing off a chunk of her human shell, her coal-black body is exposed underneath. The female calmly discards her disguise, showcasing her extraterrestrial form moments before the logger incinerates her to death. Rather than being staged as a spectacle, the unmasking is intimate, almost private. Although monster reveals are often unnerving, this doesn't have that effect, as the female's real body is shown while she's at her most vulnerable. Tussalad, Troll Hunter.
Huh.
Similar to the Blair Witch Project, Troll Hunter is presented as an authentic documentary, which enhances the realism and danger whenever
Oh, it's one of these type of movies. Okay.
one of the trolls is hinted at. When the students helming the doc befriend self-proclaimed troll hunter Hans, they can't tell if he's legit or crazy, as Hans directs the filmmakers to a specific spot where he hopes to flush out a troll. Rather than just showing the mythical beast immediately, it's cleverly teased in a number of ways. As the tops of the trees open up, the students catch their first glimpse of a troll. As it widens the trees apart, it appears to be not one troll, but three. And when the troll walks forward, it's apparent the giant cryptid is a single being with 3 heads. However, it's still too dark to make out, urging the filmmakers to use night vision. Although the troll can be seen up close, the cameraman moves frantically, making the triple-headed beast look blurry. As the troll charges forward, Hans shines a UV ray on it, allowing viewers to see it properly for the first time, though it's only visible for a few seconds as the light causes the towering troll to turn to stone. That said, enough has been witnessed to leave viewers utterly captivated. As such, seeing the troll here doesn't dilute its mystique, but amplifies it. The Pale Man, Pan's Labyrinth. In Guillermo del Toro's gothic fantasy Pan's Labyrinth, young Ophelia is ordered to retrieve a dagger from the domain of the Pale Man. Upon entering the lair, Ophelia sees an eyeless, chalk-skinned man sitting motionless in front of a food-stacked table, his eyeballs laid neatly on a plate. After Ophelia locates the dagger, she becomes overwhelmed with hunger, incentivizing her to eat 2 grapes from the table. This act awakens the Pale Man, causing him to place an eyeball in the palm of each hand, allowing him to see. Luckily, Ophelia manages to escape seconds before the pasty fiend catches up with her. What makes this scene so iconic is how subversive it is. Instead of behaving in an imposing manner, the Pale Man is idle at first, causing Ophelia and the audience to let their guard down. His movements are erratic and clumsy, which could have been unintentionally comedic in the wrong hands. Rather than being tall or beefy, the Pale Man is scrawny and covered in flaps of droopy skin. Although the Pale Man features in Pan's Labyrinth for less than 5 minutes, there's no doubt he stole the show.
Yeah, from what I heard, that if she didn't eat anything off the table, the Pale Man wouldn't have done anything. Pan's Labyrinth was such a great movie. The movie is so much better in Spanish. I wouldn't know. Well, that is the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give a like and subscribe. I post videos 3 to 5 days a week here. I also post videos over on my other channel for gaming as well, so please make sure to give that a look-see, see if you enjoy that as well. I also stream anywhere from 3 to 5 days a week as well. Links to all my social medias will be on my YouTube page. And with that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.